Today's gonna be a long swim. It's just the Oscar Mayer Wiener song over and over.
How you get guns like these.
Morning Trainiacs. New camera day, take 2. It's looking quite a bit fancier and more awkward walking down the pool deck with this. But it's not the first time I've looked ridiculous, and it's not gonna be the last. Today's gonna be a long swim. You're gonna be surprised at how long this swim is. This is like long weekend swim long. Like Coach Pat might be tired long. Oh, new swim cast day. Well, that's just a couple of dudes hanging out in Speedos swimming for 3 hours. It's just your usual Monday routine. Nothing to see here, folks. Pat's still over there flexing. I don't blame him. I would too if I looked like that in a Speedo. Well, that actually didn't feel too awful. I mean, I'm still sore from Thursday's workout, but it's tolerable. Fridays, are we going long? Or are we just doing the regular swim and then long in the evening?
Well, Fridays I was going to do the add-on.
It's the add-on. Okay.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I have my classic 11 on normally.
So those long swims are getting more and more tolerable. I'm not going to call them easy because it's not like they're really physically taxing. That's not what they're about. But mentally, that's the hard part. Start doing long marathon ultra distances like that, it's not like you're going much harder than the physical exertion of walking. So as long as you're eating enough, physically it's not that demanding, but the mental aspect, especially in a pool where there's nothing to see besides a black line, or doing your training in open water where like sometimes you can't even see anything. You're just alone with your thoughts. And the thoughts in my head are scary sometimes. It's just the Oscar Mayer Wiener song over and over. So the more you do those long swims, it's almost like your perception of time changes. A half an hour isn't a long stretch of time, it's like boom. And then when you start getting into like 200 and 300 meter sets in regular swim training, you're like, psh, easy peas, just 200, stoplight. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put you away now.
All right, given that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4 days later, I still feel like a bag of trash from the Jesse Itzler workout, I think it's very fitting to talk about recovery for triathletes. Like, how do you get these muscles feeling good when they don't feel so good after a leg extravaganza workout or an Armageddon workout? So there's a few ways that you can reduce soreness. And let's start with that, because that's probably the most basic form that people think about recovery with. One of the really good ways to reduce soreness after a hard workout, if you know that you're going to be sore after because you really pushed yourself, is an ice bath. Likewise, you can also use NSAIDs. That's N-S-A-I-D-S. That's things like, I think it's ibuprofen, naproxen, Advil, aspirin, things that are anti-inflammatories. Ice baths and anti-inflammatories do basically the same thing. They flush out a lot of the accumulated gunk that builds up in your body throughout the course of training. Is this going to prevent you from feeling really crappy, feeling sore? Yes. But do you want to do it? No. There's a lot of science that's starting to come out that sore process is actually part of the rebuilding process. So when you're robbing your body from the pleasures of being sore, you're actually not building your body to be stronger in the future. That's a real big part of getting faster. The times that I look at using things like ice baths and anti-inflammatories are really sparing. I might use it after a race like I did in Campeche, because the next week I wasn't looking at being faster. I just wanted to reduce the inflammation caused from the race. Or on the off chance that I've really smashed myself, like I did in that boot camp workout, I did a lot of icing and I took some anti-inflammatories because I had some big workouts coming after. Next is really just like doing a little bit of dynamic stretching after a super intense workout. So that's like leg swings, a little bit of like not holding a stretch for a long period of time, but doing like say ground, well, like floor sweepers, like after a run doing these things. After a workout or after a swim, doing like this, but not holding it and pulling the muscles. So that will help reduce a little bit of the inflammation while not completely wiping it out and robbing yourself of total inflammation and rebuilding your body. Now the next two things are like the no shirt Sherlock, and that is more sleep and eating good food. I know, this isn't a secret to anyone, but it's the most important thing about rebuilding your structure. If you are smashing yourself in workouts and you're eating like crap and you're not getting a lot of sleep, you're just gonna constantly be digging a hole that you might not ever get out of. When you're going really hard in the training, we're talking like 7, 8, 9, 10 hours sleep. And you know what? I can say days when I go and make a point of sleeping 8 or 9 hours, I feel like I have taken PEDs the next morning during the workout. Like energy is just coursing through my veins. So get a good sleep. That's when you get a lot stronger. Eating right is also a big part of it. Inflammatory foods, depending on how your body reacts, like things like gluten, red meat, very acidic foods cause inflammation to build up, and it might be hard for your body to fight the inflammation caused by foods and the training. I do follow, I'd say, an 80% vegan diet when it's easy for me to eat at home, and that type of diet helps reduce inflammation and flush out all the toxins. But it's just what works for me because we have a lot of history of heart health problems in my family. And then, like, how did I not think about this? Not smashing yourself in the first place. And this is a result of having a training program that starts here and just gradually gets a little bit bigger over the course of weeks, where you build your volume in a organized manner, in a progressive manner. Pat calls it progressive adaptation. Don't kill yourself on Monday, sacrificing Tuesday and Wednesday. There you go. There, how you get guns like these. That's right, 11-inch pipes. You see those? Look at those, yeah. And in related fun news, look at this. Yeah, it's snowing. So much for summer in Winnipeg. It was a nice 2 weeks while it lasted. All right, see you, Trainiacs. Recover well.